Oh, I'm live. Hey guys, it's Raven. We are live here for the Witches Inn once again. Um, and for today, the topic that I have chosen to speak to you about is talking about the full wolf moon, which is going to take place on January 17th, which also happens to be my birthday. And this is why there is going to be no Witches Inn next week because I will be out of town. So this is why I wanted to do it this time. So you guys would have a week to prepare and plan for it. So let's talk about what this moon means and what it represents. So this moon, the wolf moon, is the moon in January, and it is sometimes it's associated with the names of the moon after Yule or the full snow moon. Some tribes used to call it an ice moon, but that name is traditionally reserved for the next full moon. So in February, it's going to be the ice moon. The reason why it was called the wolf moon is because this is a time that's deep in wintertime and hunting is very scarce. And at night, when natives were sleeping in their tents, they would hear wolves howling outside because the wolves were, kind of almost at the point of starvation at that point, looking for food. So this is how come it got named the wolf moon. So there's a lot of things going on in this moon that you guys can take advantage of. I should have checked before I came in I focused so much on the moon energy that I didn't look at the astrological sign that goes with it for this one. So this is going to be full moon in Cancer. So Cancer is one of those nice water signs from the zodiac, which is all about emotional things, understanding, being, somebody who offers support and kindness to others, those kinds of things. All the water signs are kind of like the social workers of the zodiac. So Cancer is also one of those. It's not extremely empathic as Pisces is. So they're not as bogged down by their emotions, but it is a great moon to work on any emotional things that you are working on right now because you have that energy of Cancer going along with it. So there's a few things I wanted to talk about. So there's a lot of meaning to the month of January also, which is when this moon takes place. And because January, the name January itself came from the Romans, who named the month after Janus or Janus, or however they want to pronounce it, Janus, which was the god that has two faces. And he was always, the deity always looks to the present and to the future. I mean, to the past and to the future. So it's the idea of duality. It's the idea of looking forward and looking back, learning from things. So this is why that month was named that, because January happens to be the month that connects to the end of the old cycle and the beginning of the new cycle. And one of the things that is important to do is for you to celebrate, have some kind of personal ritual for yourself in ceremony to be able to acknowledge that this is the beginning of a new cycle. So whatever it is that you do, just really sit down and do it very mindfully to acknowledge that, because that actually has an effect in our subconscious. And what that does is it helps us to release all the things that from the old cycle that are done and over with that we can't do anything about, so that we can free ourselves up for stepping into whatever our new cycle may be. So a lot of the rituals this month that I would recommend for you to do would be something to that effect, something that would close out the year for yourself and reopen a new option for the new year that's coming and all of the new things that you're going to do in this new year. So that's one of the things that I think is very, very important. And if you haven't had a chance to do that yet, the wolf moon is going to be the perfect time to do it. Now, this can be something that's done very easily. You can basically cast your circle or call your wheel around you and light a candle, sit down on a table with your journal, and then simply just go through the year and reaffirm what you're going to do this year and go through closing out, basically go through your old journal from last year and close it out and give gratitude and thanks for everything that you went through and you learned in 2021. So now that you are free to move about in 2022. That's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it is you can use two candles. You can do a ceremony with two candles. You can have a black candle and a white candle. And essentially, when you say goodbye to your 2021, you light the black candle and let that burn down. And then when you say hello to 2022, you light the white candle and let that burn down. So that's another real quick, real easy um, ceremony you can do. Another thing you can do with this ceremony is you can also write down your gratitude papers on a piece of paper, your gratitude and everything that you want to say for 2022. Now, I'm going to say this. Don't add the things that you probably shouldn't be saying, like, you screwed my life up, blah, blah, blah. So keep in mind that these are all lessons that were learned. So they were opportunities for change, even though they may have been complete and total suckage. So what we want to do is we want to give gratitude for the opportunities that we received and for the things that didn't the things that did go well for us. And then the other part is we're going to release everything that didn't go so well for us. So that's kind of where you're looking at when you're writing your note of what it is that you want to be grateful for the previous year. You want to make sure that you are giving gratitude for opportunities, for positive things that happened, and for lessons learned. And then finally, when you release it, you're releasing all the negativity, all the things that made you feel bogged down or kind of got in your way and that you weren't able to do very well because of what was going on with 2021. So just be sure to be very respectful when you do that. And then the next candle, you write the same thing in a similar piece of paper. You write down all of the things that you are grateful for the new year. All the opportunities you're going to receive, the fact that you are still here, the fact that hopefully those you love are still healthy, just any new things that are coming into your life this year, any new opportunities, any new ideas, all of that. Just write all of that there and give gratitude for it. And then you would burn the paper for 2021, and then you would burn the paper for 2022 on those two candles that you set up. And that's a very, very simple and easy ceremony that you can do to mark the end of one year and the beginning of another year. So one of the books that I'm going to recommend to you guys, and I'm going to give you a few things here that I pulled actually from that book and from other places, is a book called Moon Magic. And I forgot who it's by. Oh, crap. I will post a comment on the video and tell you who it's by, and post a link to the video. But Moon Magic, and one of the things that I really love about this book is it has every single moon, every single month listed. And then in each month, it gives you all of the festivals and deities that are celebrated during that month. And then some sample celebrations and recipes and all kinds of things that you can do for each month of the year. So it's really, really a nice reference book to kind of have with you when you're sitting down trying to do something for the full moon and you're not exactly sure where to go. That book is an excellent, excellent resource. It gives correspondences for each month, all of that. And so a lot of the things that I pulled from that book is there are two festivals that go on in January also. One of them is for the goddess Freya, and the other one is for the goddess Saraswati. I always butcher that pronunciation. And so if you work with one of these two goddesses, this would be a great time to give gratitude, to give thanks, or to ask them for help in the new year. So there's a couple of other deities that are also listed. If you get that book, you'll be able to see in the month of January which other deities are listed. But these are the two that really called out to me. So this is why I pulled them. I don't work with Freya, but I don't work with Saraswati either. So I may just kind of offer them a candle and gratitude for everything that they've done in the previous year and for helping the people that they work with and all of that. So if you want to do specific spell work that you want to call on a goddess to help you, you can call on Freya to help you, or you can call on Saraswati to help you, whichever goddess you want to use. Both of those two are appropriate for this month. The power, the energy of the month that we're going to encounter is going to be very sluggish, because keep in mind that in this month the planet is still kind of hibernating. We're still asleep. Even though our weather's been wonky and crazy, technically we're in the middle of winter and all of our leaves are dead. All of the plants that go into hibernation for the winter are in hibernation right now, although some of them are waking up early because of the crazy weather. But this is a time when the world is supposed to be hibernating. So pulling energy from Mother Earth to do active things for us where we are right now, because in the southern hemisphere they're in full blown summer right now, but you're affected by the energy of the planet of wherever you are. Remember, it's all about relationship. So with our relationship with Mother Earth, where we are right now, we are in the middle of winter. So winter energy is going to be kind of like that sluggish energy, that energy that is beneath the surface. And I'm just reading my notes here, beneath the surface. But good things that you can do in this month are going to be conceiving is one of the things. So conceiving is, what are the ideas you have for this month, for this year? Are you planning to start a business? Are you planning to change careers? Are you planning to get married? Are you planning to start a spiritual practice? Are you planning to patch up old relationships? Are you planning to find a new partner? All of the things that you're planning to do for this year, this is the time for conceiving, for doing that work and putting your thoughts together and understanding what it is that you want to see happen. So during the full moon, you can do a ceremony for conceiving, for bringing all of those things into your life. So you definitely can do it, because this doesn't involve increasing or decreasing. So you don't need the movement energy of the moon to do this kind of work. So this work you can just do during this time where the moon is still, and it gives a lot of light, which is enlightenment, so that you can kind of have clarity and be able to put your options together exactly the way they're supposed to. Other work you can do for this month is protection. I tend to redo my wards at least once a year, and once around my house. And so January is generally the month to do it. Full moon is one of the great times to do it, either full moon or new moon. You can do either one. I don't like doing it with the waxing and waning. I prefer doing it on a full moon or a new moon. So full moon is perfect for that. Um, Energy for reversal magic. Be very careful with that. If somebody sent you something and you want to do like a return to sender or anything like that, just be aware that it's really impossible to send that energy back without really kind of getting your hands dirty with it. So even though technically it's karma free for you to do a return to sender, it's not my first go-to generally when I look at it, because of all of the complications that can come down from that later on. But you can do reversals for yourself. So you can do a reversal of bad luck. You can do a reversal for you to start looking at things in a different way. So all those reversals you can do. Just be wary and be careful if you're doing return to sender work. But primarily this month is all about inner work. Let's get ourselves in line. Let's get all of our energy bodies in balance, everything working the way it's supposed to work, so that we are all in line for starting the new year off right. So those are some of the things you want to work in this month. Let's see, inner work, balance all energy bodies. And we talked about that. Couple of rituals that I'm going to recommend for doing for this time also that can really work really well is a ritual for good fortune or to change your luck. And this is something that can be really, really, really easy to do. So if you've had bad luck in the last year, let's say everything that you tried just didn't go well for you, and you feel like you're kind of bogged down by that, you can get a red candle. And what you can do is, and I don't have one here with me, should have been prepared for that, but I did not. So you can do is you can cut down the bottom of the candle so that you have the point of the candle on the front. So right here you have the point, and this is where you would normally light it, right? You're going to cut that so that it gives it a flat bottom, and then you sculpt a point out of the other end. So what this does, basically, it's reversing the candle. Basically, you can do this as a reversal. I know a lot of people, when we talk about reversals, we generally associate it with that red and black candle. Doesn't necessarily have to be that particular candle. You can do reversal work with any candle. When you cut one end, sculpt the other into the termination, and just flip it and use that candle as your reversal. So you can do a candle like that for your reversal work. So I would put have that candle, anoint it with some kind of oil for luck, for good luck, And then underneath the candle, I would, on a piece of paper, I would write down, I release all my bad luck. I attract new luck. This is what I'm doing for this year. Fold it and put it under there. And then I would put crystals around my candle, in particular tiger's eye, which is a great crystal for good luck. And that basically gives you a very quick ceremony for you to banish some bad luck from your life and to bring in better luck into it. So, and we're not using black candles because even though we are trying to banish bad luck, we're also trying to invite in positive luck. So we want to do an exchange from bad to good. So this is why I'm using a red candle instead, because red is basically just power. And this is what we want to do. So your intent in doing that work is going to be very, very important. So that's one of the things that you can do also in the month of January during this full moon. Another thing that you can do during this full moon, I haven't done this in years, but after thinking about it, I think I'm going to try it this year, is you can do a ceremony to give thanks and gratitude for your house spirits. Now, these are the spirits that protect your home and your land, that are with you all the time. And so what you can do is you can do a little altar for them and leave them a cup of like milk, some bread, or something like that. You can do a ceremony where you talk to them and you give thanks for everything that they've done for you throughout the year. You can do something where you can just leave the offerings instead of talking to them. If you don't want to talk to them, you can make a big elaborate altar for them. You can offer flowers. You can offer different perfumes. If you're going to offer incense, make sure it's something really light, something very flowery, something very uplifting. So this is a way to just kind of acknowledge them and say, hey, I see you guys there. Thank you for being there, for helping me through the year. So I'm giving gratitude for everything that you've done for me. And now I'm hoping that you're going to choose to help me out again in this year and keep my home and my land safe and protected, keep the people in my home safe. And so the first of the year, or excuse me, the first full moon of the year is a great time to do that kind of work. And it's a really, really simple, easy ritual for you to do, to just give acknowledgement and give thanks and gratitude for your house spirits. And the last thing that I'm going to recommend for this is a gratitude ceremony for your ancestors, which would be, you should be doing gratitude work with your ancestors on a regular basis. But if you don't do that, this is the perfect time to do one. So to do that, you would just you can offer them some incense, you can offer them a candle, you can offer them their favorite foods, whatever it is that you're going to do, you're going to go ahead and put that on the altar. Make sure that every ceremony you do, you're doing it in sacred space. So you're going to call in sacred space, either by casting a circle or by calling in the directions, however it is that you cast it in your tradition. You always want to do that before you start a ceremony. So the same thing for the ancestor work. You're going to call in your sacred space. You're going to sit down. You're just going to have a conversation with your ancestors and say, hey, thanks for helping me out. I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I appreciate you watching over me, and I ask that you continue to do so in the new year. So basically a similar ceremony to what you're doing for your house spirits, except instead of doing it with your house spirits, you're actually doing it with your ancestors. So that gives you a few more options of things that you can work on. So I hope that this is helpful for you guys. For tomorrow, when we do the live sale, I'm going to try to have a lot of things for doing gratitude work, a lot of have tons of new crystals that I cannot wait to show you guys because we just went to the gem show. So I'm going to have a lot of ceremonial things there to help you to celebrate the full moon and to help you to give thanks or gratitude, and even to help you to kind of mark the transition of the old year to the new year. So I hope that that's helpful for you guys. And I look forward to seeing you guys again on the 24th, because there will be no witches in next week because I will be out of town celebrating my birthday. So everybody take care, and I will see you guys all hopefully tomorrow in our live. All right, guys. Bye-bye.